The year is 1960, and the headlines are abuzz with tales of the most and least cooperative film actors. Among them, two names stand out: Debbie Reynolds and Elvis Presley, both recipients of the dubious Sour Apple Award, a testament to their reticence in dealing with the press. But what does this say about their status as artists? In a world where the line between art and entertainment is as thin as a razor's edge, are they merely entertainers, or is there something more profound at play? One writer, in the Peoria, Illinois, Journal-Star, dared to ask the question that was on the minds of many. Debbie, Elvis must expect public interest, declared the headline, suggesting that with fame comes a certain sacrifice of privacy, a trade-off for the adoration of the masses. We don't know what made Debbie and Elvis reluctant, the writer mused. Presumably they reasoned something like this: I wish those gals would quit bothering me. I've got a right to privacy. Well, they have, but certainly to a far less degree than most of us. Debbie and Elvis, with all due respect to them, are not artists in the serious sense. But is popularity alone enough to elevate a figure to the ranks of a true artist? Elvis's numbers and recordings, films, and concerts speak to a level of success unmatched by any other entertainer of his time. Yet, the question remains, was Elvis an artist in the purest sense? To answer this, we must look beyond the glittering facade of stardom and into the soul of the man behind the legend. We must examine his body of work, his impact on the world, and the enduring legacy he left behind. The year was 1956, and the airwaves had never heard a sound quite like the one that emanated from the waxing cylinders of Sun Studio. It was a sound that blended the raw energy of rhythm and blues with the twang of country music, a sound that would come to define an era. Heartbreak Hotel, the first of many anthems to come, climbed the charts with an unstoppable force, heralding the arrival of the king of rock and roll. Elvis's rise to prominence was meteoric. His every move was watched with a mix of fascination and consternation by a public that was both enthralled and unsettled by his raw sexuality and unorthodox style. The music spoke to the hearts of the young and the restless, and soon, the nation was swept up in the Presley phenomenon. From the cotton fields of Tupelo to the bright lights of Hollywood, Elvis Presley's star continued to ascend. His string of hits was unparalleled, with each new release a guaranteed chart topper. Hound Dog, Love Me Tender, Jailhouse Rock, and Don't Be Cruel became the soundtrack of a generation. Elvis's influence extended beyond music. He was a style icon, with his signature look inspiring a legion of imitators. His dance moves, a fusion of African-American rhythm and white boy energy, were revolutionary. His on-stage swagger would forever change the way performers engaged with their audiences. As Elvis's fame grew, so did his entourage. The Memphis Mafia, a group of loyal friends and confidants, surrounded the king, ensuring that his every whim was attended to. The price of fame was high, and Elvis paid it in full. The constant touring, the relentless pressure to produce hit after hit, and the demands of his adoring public took a toll on the man behind the myth. His personal life, marked by the tragic loss of his mother and the complexities of his relationship with his father, added another layer of complexity to his already multifaceted persona. While the world showered Elvis with accolades and adoration, the music industry's elite was less forthcoming with recognition. The Grammys, the most prestigious award in the music world, overlooked Elvis's contributions for years. Despite the snub, Elvis persevered, his passion for music undiminished. He continued to record, to perform, to inspire, and to innovate. And finally, in 1971, the Recording Academy acknowledged his lifetime of achievement with the Grammy Lifetime Achievement Award. It was a testament to his enduring legacy, a recognition that, while late, was a fitting tribute to the man who had changed the face of popular music. On August 16, 1977, the world stopped spinning for a moment as the news spread of Elvis Presley's untimely death. The king, at the age of 42, had left the building for the last time. The outpouring of grief was unprecedented, with fans from around the globe descending on Graceland to pay their respects to the man who had given so much to music. Between the years of 1956 and 1969, Elvis Presley's reign extended beyond the realm of recorded music into the glittering world of cinema. 31 feature films graced by his presence, each a testament to his undeniable star power. From the sun-drenched beaches of blue Hawaii to the sultry jazz clubs of King Creole, Elvis's movies were a veritable kaleidoscope of the king's many personas. In the fickle world of Hollywood, where stars are made and broken by the box office, Elvis was a rare breed. His was a name that guaranteed bums on seats, a charm that crossed generations and genres. The studios, those mighty titans of Tinseltown, vied for his attention, each hoping to harness the magic of the king's on-screen presence. Colonel Tom Parker, the wily Svengali who steered Elvis's career with a firm hand, played the studios off against each other, ensuring that his client received the royal treatment. MGM, Paramount, United Artists, 20th Century Fox, and the rest all bowed to the king's whims, offering him the finest scripts and the most extravagant budgets. Elvis's fee, a cool $1 million or more per film, plus a cut of the profits, made him the envy of his peers. While some of Hollywood's more highbrow thespians turned up their noses at the thought of sharing the screen with a rock and roller, countless actors found steady work in Elvis's cinematic empire. Elvis's journey through the silver screen was not without its trials, however. The early films, such as Love Me Tender and Jailhouse Rock, allowed the king to flex his acting muscles, earning him praise from the critics who had once scoffed at the idea of a rock star in serious roles. It was King Creole, a gritty tale of New Orleans underworld, that truly showcased Elvis's dramatic chops, earning him his first genuine accolades for his acting. The swinging 60s brought with them a new era, and Elvis's cinematic offerings evolved to reflect the times. Light-hearted musical comedies like G.I. Blues and Viva Las Vegas became the king's cinematic calling card, and while they may have lacked the depth of his earlier work, they were undeniably popular with his legions of fans. The box office was the ultimate judge, and Elvis's films consistently ruled the roost. Blue Hawaii and Viva Las Vegas raked in the dough, while Flaming Star and King Creole offered a glimpse of the king's untamed spirit. The decade of the 60s saw Elvis's films released in a veritable torrent, with at least 2 films a year gracing the silver screen, and in some years, a staggering 3. No other star, not even the most seasoned of Hollywood's elite, could match the king's prolific output. Elvis's movies were a testament to his indomitable spirit, his insatiable drive to entertain, and his unwavering connection to the people who loved him. His was a legacy etched in celluloid, a celluloid kingdom where the king of rock and roll reigned supreme. As the curtain fell on the 60s, Elvis's cinematic adventures began to wane. The changing tides of popular culture, the rise of a new generation of filmmakers, and the king's own personal demons began to chip away at his Hollywood throne. But for a time, there was no bigger star, no brighter light, than Elvis Presley, the rebel king whose silver screen saga remains a testament to his enduring appeal and the indelible mark he left on American popular culture. The crowds flocked to him like moths to a flame, drawn by the magnetic pull of his persona. In arenas across the land, he would take to the stage, and for those precious moments, the world would revolve around him. His was a performance that transcended the mundane, a spectacle that merged the divine with the earthly. His dance moves were the stuff of legend, a sinuous, sensual blur that left jaws dropped and hearts racing. The pelvis that would come to define an era was but a tool in his arsenal, a weapon of mass seduction. As the sands of time shifted, Elvis's gaze turned towards the silver screen. He became a cinematic icon, a heartthrob whose every smile and smirk was etched into the collective memory of a generation. His movies were light-hearted romps, musical comedies that showcased his charm and his talent. But behind the scenes, a dreamer's heart ached for more. While the Academy turned a blind eye to his cinematic offerings, Elvis yearned for the respect of his peers. He sought the validation of the critical elite, the nod that would elevate him from mere star to serious actor. His forays into dramatic roles, in films like Wild in the Country and Follow That Dream, were met with indifference. The box office might have been his, but the critical acclaim eluded him. It was a cruel twist of fate that would haunt him until the end of his days. As the 1960s gave way to the 1970s, Elvis retreated from the glitz of Hollywood and returned to the sanctuary of the stage. It was here, in the embrace of his loyal fans, that he found solace and purpose. The concerts of this era were grand spectacles, a veritable feast for the senses. Las Vegas became his kingdom, the International Hotel his throne. Night after night, he would descend upon the audience, a musical monarch in all his glory. The numbers are staggering: thousands upon thousands of fans, screaming, crying, and losing themselves in the ecstasy of his performance. Elvis Presley was not just an entertainer, he was a deity, a living, breathing legend. In the end, Elvis Presley's life was cut short by the cruel hand of destiny. His untimely passing left a void in the hearts of his fans that is yet to be filled. But his legacy lives on, etched in the annals of history, a testament to the power of his art. His influence can be felt in the music of every generation that followed, in the dance moves that continue to inspire, and in the countless lives he touched. He was, and forever shall be, the king of rock and roll, a true artist in every sense of the word. He could whip up a storm of excitement with the flick of his wrist, then calm the tempest with a gentle ballad, only to build it back to a fever pitch with the raw power of his voice and the undeniable allure of his persona. It was a dance of passion, a performance that left one breathless and bewildered, unsure whether they had witnessed a work of art or the purest form of entertainment. The debate raged on, with cultural historians and critics parsing every note, every hip gyration, every whispered word about his private life. Some argued that Elvis's impact on music was as significant as Picasso's on painting, a statement that carried the weight of history in its balance of artistic merit. But the true measure of Elvis's legacy lay not in the ivory towers of academia or the hushed galleries of high art. It was in the hearts of the millions who had thrilled to his music, who had cried with him and danced to his beat. He was their artist, their king, a man who had given them more than just music. He had given them an experience, a piece of his soul that they carried with them forever. In the end, the question of whether Elvis Presley was a true artist or merely a personality was as elusive as the man himself. Perhaps it was a distinction that didn't matter to those who had lost themselves in the magic of his performances, who had felt the power of his music in their very souls.